Hi guys.
Hello.
Here. And we want to talk about the 3 A's that you should avoid when you're on waiting. The 3 A's that I no. As we all know, we started this series and we're going down to Z. And so you may want to subscribe so that you will be blessed by it. Number one.
Apathy.
You have something to say about apathy?
Yeah. When in your waiting season, I know sometimes it looks like everything you're trying to work out is not working out for you. You've tried this A, you've tried B, you've tried C, and it's not working.
Okay.
And at some point, you might get to that stage where you give up, where you're like, okay, it's fine. That is it. I've accepted that I'm not getting married. Accepted that there's no job for me. I've accepted that no man is going to look at me anymore. Or I've accepted I'm not going to get pregnant again. Try not to be in that position where you accept defeat. You always have hope. One day it's going to work for me. So everything in life that you're doing, you should know that there is a space for you to fail. So it's okay for you to say, oh no, this thing I just didn't work out for me. But still have that space where you have it in your heart that there is hope and it's going to work. And it's called faith. It will help you go a long way.
Very informative. Like for instance, you're a sister in waiting who is 40 and desiring marriage. The tendency that you've tried over and over and again now could make you close your heart towards every relationship that may want to spring up. But you know, anyone that just comes here, like, look, I don't just want all of those drama anymore. I don't want to be in that space.
Out, you shut people out.
Unconsciously, you want to run away from anything that hurt you, taking in severely. And right now, you don't want to go through the depression that comes with, oh, I carried the child and I had a miscarriage. You just tune off. Now, sometimes we think, okay, it's trust, but not necessarily. There's a very thin line there that the devil comes in and wants to begin to make a mess with our mind. Now, we need to lay hold on the promise that God has given us, irrespective of the circumstances that we see. So it's not like you're running after, I want to get married. No, but there is this anticipation that each day you go out, look, I trust God that wherever He has designed for me, I am going to meet Him. You still have hope. When hope is there, it informs everything you do. Exactly. If you believe that you're going to carry your child, you're going to keep having that image, that mental pictures that God will need to work on. But when you close your minds towards having to dream and have a vision as to what you want out of life, even God doesn't have anything to work with. Remember, the Bible says He grants us the desires of our heart. So when the devil comes to steal that desires by making sure you've gone through perpetual defeat, one of the things you should do during your waiting season is to ensure that irrespective of what the pictures have been in your past, you retain the picture that you want to see. Why? Because God needs that picture for you to feature in your future. I hope I got that.
Exactly.
All right, let's move into a number 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 2.
Arrogance.
Okay. All right, so I don't know, because you know, one of the things that I believe birth arrogance is accomplishment. When you've accomplished so much, tendency to become arrogant begins to delve in. You understand? You know how to cross your T's, you know how to dot your I's, you know how to do all of that. So arrogance just begins to swell in. There are people who will tell you, okay, why you setting high the standard? Why that's why you're not married? That's not what we're talking about. You should know what you want. Don't forget that in the 3 A's that you're supposed to do, right? I can't remember it, but basically you should identify who you are, right? If you know who you are and what you want, you're not going to conform to what someone else is trying to do around their life.
It has to do with being authentic.
Being authentic, right? When you've captured being authentic, your authenticity, right? You find out that if you say, okay, this is the kind of man, God, I want you to bless me with, right? I want a man who knows how to take care of a woman, who loves a woman, who knows and understands how the wisdom, like the knowledge, who has embraced knowledge in having to, run the marriage. Right? If that's what you want, you will not suddenly say, oh, I have waited for so long. I want to marry someone who is not of your faith, who does not align with your values. It's good to have all of that, but arrogance is trying to say no one is to my standard. It's not that. right? You shouldn't be arrogant. Everyone God has made has a role they may play in your life. They may not necessarily be that partner that God has designed them to be for you. Because you're delayed, or sorry, because you're waiting, I don't want to use that word delay because at the time we're going to explain that. Because you're waiting on God for marriage does not mean you should start changing on your values and then trying to bend in. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you should be arrogant, right? Nobody's up to my standard. I have a PhD. I have no. That is a no. I when I get there, all my in-laws know. No. I don't know if you have something to add to it.
I
I'm
think you
just
said
blabbing.
no, you're not. I think you've said almost everything I would love to say. Okay. So I think we just go straight to the third A, which is anxiety.
And you want to go first?
No.
Okay, when we talk about anxiety, right? The tendency that probably time is ticking, you're 40, you're 41, So one of the things that most people do not realize is that if you're anxious, it begins to show in everything you do. Your desperation will begin to speak forth. Yeah. You're in a relationship, you just met someone who said hello, and of course you're planning the wedding already, right? He doesn't call for a number, and if your phone does not ring, you get all apprehensive. You've called him like 400 times because you're anxious.
Desperate.
Your desperation starts to show. Even when you're trying to comport yourself, your desperation is showing. I think as we go on in this series, there are some things we'll begin to talk about. You need to understand that whatever it is that you are waiting for, whether it's marriage, whether it's a child, whatever it is, God is more interested in the process, what you're becoming as you're about to achieve that thing, than the thing in itself. So you need to be deliberate about your waiting season. Build yourself. Identify who you are, right? It's going to help you because even when you meet the person that God has designed for you or in your normal relationships with people, you find out that there is no form of desperation. You are you. He calls fine. If he does not call, I'm fine, right? You want to build on friendship. You want to get to know this person. There is no one who is awarding you for getting married to someone because you met the person after 2 weeks. Because the truth is, after the wedding, that's when the marriage starts. Ultimately, trying to say is very important that you work on you in your waiting season. There are no awards, there are no plaques that are given that you married after meeting someone 3 weeks. Of course, it could work. Right, but at the same time, you want to get to know this person, right? Even if God or an angel reveals the person to you, and you still want to get to know the person. What's the person's mindset? It's not the Bible that says watch and pray. So what is prayer? The spiritual part. What is what? The physical part or the mental part that you have to indulge. So these two things, right, they come into play, right, in everything that we are doing.
So we talked about anxiety, we talked about arrogance, and we talked about apathy.
Yes. So anxiety is a no-no. It will show even when you don't think it's showing. It's going to rub off on everything that you're doing.
When you're anxious, it takes a lot from you without knowing.
That's why the Bible says that be anxious for nothing, but by prayer and supplication, right? With thanksgiving, make your requests be known unto God. Anxiety stalls the hand of God. You're trying to take out the role of God and do it for yourself. Exactly. So whatever you do, trust in God with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. But in all your ways, acknowledge Him and He shall direct your path. When you've come to trust and lean on God, there is a joy, there is a peace, and that is what you should seek to embrace. I think with that, we're going to join the cup today. I don't know if you have something.
I think that's all.
Yeah, she's already saying bye-bye. Yeah. All right, now we're going to see you in our B episode. All right, stay blessed.
Bye.
Bye.